morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well, guys. I hope yesterday was an easy day for you as far as the lesson goes and everything like that. I'm back to recording my videos at a normal time, so obviously I can be a little louder and be my loud, obnoxious self as I normally am. So I hope you were able to do yesterday's lesson very easily and very well. Going back to that, if you have any questions, please reach out to me today between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. or 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. The plan for today is to go over the Kansas-Nebraska Act and the Kansas-Nebraska crisis. I want to take and talk a little bit about that, at least go over the Google form. I don't have examples of correct answers for you guys this time. I did not get a chance to grade all of your answers just yet. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'll make sure that I give you guys and send you guys the feedback tomorrow so you have it, so you can see how you did on that Google form. So you will have that tomorrow. I will be able to grade that tomorrow and have that back to you, just so you know. So that takes care of that. That is also the plan for today. My office hours today are from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. if you have any questions. Also, just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I am doing that Google Meets for anyone that wants to hop in and check up on, let me rephrase that. Anybody that wants to hop in to just say hi, or if you have any questions about any particular assignments or anything that you might owe, please feel free to hop in tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. so that you can ask any questions you might have or just say hi. We are wrapping up the last couple weeks of the year, guys, the last few weeks of the year. So please make sure you're staying on task. Please make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. I don't want your hard work to go to waste because you were working hard and doing all of your work up until the last few weeks of the school year, and then all of a sudden you dropped off. So please make sure you're doing what you need to do. Please make sure you're doing your work. So as a reminder for today, our reminders for today, if you're listening to me right now, good job. You got the first bullet done. Please make sure you have watched the teacher lesson video from yesterday, May 27th. Please make sure you have completed the check for learning on the slides from yesterday, May 27th. And then please make sure you complete the Unit 14 key terms 11 through 15, which are due tomorrow, May 29th. As long as you get those three things done, guys, you will have at least a 2 on your lesson, either for the 27th if you completed key terms 5 through 10, or for Friday if you have already completed Unit 14 key terms 11 through 15. All you have to do is then open up the slides and complete the check for learning for Friday. So please make sure you do that. Please make sure you have completed what it says right on the slide there, guys, so everything's all done and good to go and all set. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask or reach out to me. So I just want to take a look at the Google form itself, and I want to talk about the 2 questions that I asked you and go over the answers for them so you have them and you are aware of kind of what the answer is and what's going on in these questions. So what did Bleeding Kansas prove about popular sovereignty? If we remember, Bleeding Kansas is this event where after the Kansas-Nebraska Act is put in place and it is decided that the Kansas and Nebraska territories are going to decide whether slavery will exist in those territories or not based on popular sovereignty or the right of people to decide by voting, you have both pro and anti-slavery forces that come in and just start fighting each other left and right. And if you remember, it's as I said in the video on Friday, was it? Was it Friday? I believe it was. Yes, it was Friday. I said in the video on Friday that eventually it's going to get so bad that we're going to see this mini civil war break out in Kansas. And what this is going to prove, and the answer to the question, what this is going to prove is that popular sovereignty doesn't work. And it doesn't work, more specifically, it doesn't work for the issue of slavery because people are on either one side or the other. There is nobody in the middle of this issue. You are either for slavery and you want slavery to continue, or you're against slavery and you want slavery to end. So popular sovereignty does not work because people are so passionate about that issue that they are willing to come in from all other states to try to make sure that Kansas or Nebraska is either a free or a slave state, depending on what they want. So the answer to this question is that popular sovereignty does not work. Now, how does Bleeding Kansas push the United States closer to the Civil War? It doesn't necessarily, it pushes and makes that slavery issue a little stronger and divides people up and kind of lessens how many people are in the middle, and it makes it more of a polarizing issue where you're on either one side or the other. So that's the first part. The other part to this question is to point out that there is a mini civil war that breaks out in Kansas as a result of the slavery issue. So if you have a mini civil war that breaks out before the start of the Civil War, you can already tell that this is an issue that is going to lead to fighting and bloodshed and chaos. So what the government really should have seen is the problem that slavery was going to cause, and in reality, they probably did. But by this point, no solution other than ending slavery or keeping it and making one side angry and the other side happy is going to resolve this issue and is going to take and prevent. There's really only that is going to really kind of solve that issue, and it's not necessarily going to avoid the Civil War. So ultimately, Bleeding Kansas tells us two things. It tells us that, and it tells us that slavery as an issue is so polarizing that there's not much you can do to prevent fighting. And also, Bleeding Kansas led to the Civil War because it's one of the reasons that slavery became such a all or nothing issue. You either have slavery or you don't have slavery. There is no compromise that can happen that can really take and prevent slavery from, or prevent the Civil War. So it's going to make slavery an issue where people are going to feel more strongly about one side or the other and not be willing to compromise. So that is the answer to number two. So if you had that, it helps lead to it because it makes the slavery issue a more all or nothing issue, or if you said that there was a mini civil war that existed, so it gave the United States a preview of what was going to happen and what the slavery issue was going to cause in the United States, both of those answers would have been correct. You would have been spot on with that. So that kind of covers the Kansas-Nebraska Act and Bleeding Kansas and covers what I wanted to kind of go over with you guys. So that wraps up the lesson for today. That wraps up this video today. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. or from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I hope to see you guys tomorrow in the Google Meets office hours session. If you have any questions or if you want to pop in and just say hi, please feel free to do that. With that said, guys, I hope you have yourselves a fantastically awesome, splendiferous day, and I will catch you guys on Friday, hopefully in the Google Meets, or for the lesson on John Brown's raid and the election of 1860. Have a great day, guys.